Does that leave out anything? No. A friend of mine in Las Vegas, who accepted his IRS case for value, along with several other things that he did that got him in jail, gave his acceptance for value to the probation people, who came back to him and said, "We've checked this out. You are exactly right. We have a real problem. What are we going to do with people that murder other people?" Some friends of mine got an order for some material from a guy named John Gotti. Anybody ever heard of him? For the redemption process. Now, you got a serious problem when the mob wants to use your stuff. Right? What are you going to do? A guy from Ohio calls me one day and he says, "I'm in here for 20 years for murder. Can you help me?" What do I do? I didn't do it. Neither did anybody else in there. What do you do? I don't know what to do. I don't have the wisdom of Solomon. Here's a man that I know nothing about. I have to go on the assumption that he's innocent until proven guilty. Did they prove him guilty?
He understood the charges.
He understood the charges. That's exactly right. He didn't understand where he was, who he was, or what he was. He had an attorney. Now, I got nothing against attorneys. I just don't need their help. Okay? And they have a role. They'll roll you, and then they'll roll the next guy. Okay, now, if you turn the page, you're going to find a very interesting court case, because the IRS is really in the news this month. Okay? This comes out of Boise, Idaho, in Federal District Court for the District of Idaho. And this is the actual first 2 pages of a pleading put forth by Betty Richardson, who is the United States Attorney. And it's the Diversified Metals Products is the plaintiff. And if you'll notice over here on the right, it says United States answer and claim. And then it says, the United States of America, through undersigned counsel, hereby responds to the numbered paragraphs of plaintiff's complaint as follows. 1. The United States is without information or knowledge sufficient to form a belief as to the truth of the allegations contained in paragraph 1, and, on that basis, skip down to 4. Denies that the Internal Revenue Service is an agency of the United States government. Hello? The United States Attorney, in a pleading in federal court, says, we deny that the Internal Revenue Service is an agency of the United States government. Then what in the world are they? Now, at the congressional hearings that have been going on for the last 2 weeks, with some of the folks that you all know in the organization that some of you are with, and who brought me here, in these congressional hearings that are supposed to be about fairness and truth, do you think they cited this case? No. Who in the world would believe this? If you walked up on the street and showed this to somebody and you said, do you know anything about this? They would run. Where did you get this? We don't believe that. Well, if they're not an agency of the United States government, what are they? Sounds like we need a declaratory action for declaratory judgment. Okay? Now, let's see where I'm at here. Okay, that's how to handle things. Okay. We're almost to lunch break. I want to briefly go over this concept that I've been trying to share with you about civil action and criminal action and how that works. And when I get done, I'll turn this so that everybody can see it, but for right now I'm going to leave it like this. In the United States District Court for the District of Washington, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then it'll say, United States of America versus John Doe, number 2. Plaintiff, defendant. And then there'll be deals like this. And over here is a criminal charge, a case number, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is an indictment. And by the way, it doesn't matter if it's a traffic ticket or a federal court case. It's either going to say United States of America at the federal level, or it's going to say State of Washington at the local level. Okay? Now, this is a civil heading with a criminal charge. Okay? There's only one form of action, that's a civil action. And the judge is up there on the bench and he reads the charges. And he says, do you understand these charges as I've read them? Okay? And when you say yes, you cross the line by verifying the charges against you from civil to criminal. That's the way it works. And I can prove it.